All right, what's up, Jeffrey?
What up, Juan?
All right, we got a couple of things to talk about.
Just
Hopefully
two.
we have enough time. We should, right?
Yeah. Depends on how long we rant.
Yeah, I mean, we're not trying to. I mean, our goal is to what? Between 45 to an hour, just to get brief ideas, brief topics off our chests, things that are going on, personal things. Like today, no, not today, but like yesterday, I had a personal experience, which made me think about a little bit I'm no psychologist. I am no psychologist, but you kind of get common sense, like what people are going through and stuff.
If you have to develop common sense, does that mean it is common sense?
Yeah, because maturity makes you have more common sense. So you develop maturity, you eventually develop more common sense with what's going on, with people or how you see people.
Okay.
Yesterday I had an encounter with someone that I was talking to, and he would just tell me like, oh yeah, all I do is work Monday through Sunday, and anytime I'm not doing anything, well, I'm just drinking. And it makes me think, I'm like, you take literally the fun out of drinking when you put it that way.
Yeah.
Drinking should be something to enjoy, not something to make you forget about your life. And well, many people would just call that what?
Alcoholism? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's sad. It's sad to see people fall into that scenario. People will call that depression too, I guess. But I think in certain cases, I think it's more loneliness. And or at least in the case I saw yesterday, I'm like, this guy's just more lonely, and he's just finding a way to disperse that.
Okay.
Just drinking, My personal view is just like how to get away from those things. Learn something, do something.
Yeah.
Learn a new hobby, read, do other things. Like, I feel like people become lonely because they're not willing to learn new things to do, They just feel like this is the only way that I'm only here to work and that's it, Because he was telling me that he's been here in the U.S. he's only been here for what, a year, I think he told me. And I understand, maybe he misses his family back home, or, whatnot. But I'm like, this is not the way to go.
Yeah.
Like, you came here to work hard and stuff, and just falling back on drinking to spare your time, it's not the way to do it.
True.
Know? Like, there's plenty of things you can, whether you're here or anywhere, there's plenty of things to do. And it's hard to get to people to that, maybe because they never really thought about it, But it's crazy, it's crazy how people have so many things hiding, and then they just disguise it with just doing this, thinking that they're having fun.
Yeah.
They're saying, oh, I'm just having fun. I'm like,
no,
that's not the way to have fun. I'm like, drinking, I'm not saying it's not to some people fun.
Yeah.
But it's how much, how far do you take your drinking to
True.
where it doesn't look fun no more. And yesterday I saw it, I'm like, nah, he's not having fun no more. He's just freaking trying to forget things.
Yeah, trying to patch something out.
Yeah. So, good luck to that guy, man. Hopefully he finds a way to change the, how do you say it, his world,
His mentality and stuff.
Yeah, his mentality. Hopefully he finds someone to guide him or something like that, But that's literally one of my crazy experiences I had this weekend. That I'm like, wow, it's crazy how many people hide, and it's probably not just drinking, It could be drugs, it could be, I don't know, prostitution, for God's sakes,
Would you think people who get like really deep into their work, would that be like really bad for them too?
I think it is, dude. Definitely. Definitely. I'm not saying don't work hard, because you got to work hard.
Yeah.
But try to avoid finding peace in drugs or drinking, Because before you know it, you're just stuck in that,
True.
Find hobbies. Find things to do. There's so many things to learn in this world. If you already know something, teach someone else something.
True.
Like he was telling me, he's a mechanic,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, teach more people how to be
Yeah.
mechanics. You know?
You could.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Is he a good mechanic? Do you know?
You never know. You can turn that into a business, for God's sakes.
That's also possible.
You know, like teaching people. Or just do it as a hobby.
Mm.
Just distract yourself from with so many other things besides just drinking your life away. You know, and it's something
Yeah.
that's always got me. You know, like
Mm.
I don't mind people being around people that drink. It's people that just take it too far with their drinking. You know, to the
Mhm.
point where they're like they just forget about things. You know, like no, don't forget that you're here to have fun and enjoy the night,
Mm-hmm.
not to literally forget about what happened this whole week and shit. You know, because
True.
then it becomes a thing of every
Yeah.
week that you're just trying to forget everything.
Yeah, because if you forget every week, what do you actually remember?
Yeah, you know, and just brings you back to reality next morning or next
Mhm.
day, and then you fall into a cycle.
Yep. It's a slippery slope, that's for sure.
Yeah, and like I said, this is not my first encounter with people, but it just kind of hit me a little more yesterday, due to what you mentioned, common sense of seeing people like fall into this stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I've had family that's drinking their whole lives, you know, and
Yeah.
they don't stop.
I feel like it's really common in Spanish culture.
I think
households.
everywhere, dude.
That's fair.
Maybe not as much as certain cultures, but definitely at least in this side of the world,
Mhm.
it's pretty common. You know, whether you're white, Asian, you know, like maybe the more American mentality.
I
I don't
think
know.
you know what? I think everyone can get it.
I think anyone can get it.
Everyone,
Why? Because they just find themselves.
and it's just accessible.
Oh yeah,
That I think that's just the problem. It's just
Yeah.
maybe it's too accessible. I don't know.
big time, dude. Big time. You know, like.
But even if it wasn't, they'll find a way to get it.
And the worst part is that they say they work hard all week and stuff, and they just waste their money there.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the whole point? Working hard.
Yeah.
You
True.
know?
Just
Working
work
hard is
less.
the point to
Spend
keep
less.
gaining more. You
Yeah.
know, not to just gain it and waste it
That's true.
instantly in one night. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
that's at least one of my factors I kind of learned last night, or kind of hit me last night.
Yeah. Do you have any other factors or just that?
I think that was the biggest one for that. For yesterday.
Mm-hmm. For that experience specifically.
Yeah, that kind of really hit me. And
Okay.
It just made me remind me of other people that I know.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's family members or my own family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just something that always bothered me.
Mm.
You know, like why people waste their life like that. You know?
Who knows? Maybe they don't want to confront something.
That's what. Yeah. It sure is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, oh well. Anyways,
Each their own, right?
you would think each their own, but you know sometimes you just kind of want to help people too. You know?
Yeah.
Like you see people like that, like no, dude, that's not the right way to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Enjoy drinking. Don't just forget about what.
But yeah, unfortunately, not everyone wants to be helped.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Oh, definitely.
All you can do is hope that they want to help themselves. Actually.
Yeah. You know, it's sad. It's sad because
Yeah.
one addiction
One
creates
addiction.
another addiction.
Yes.
You know, and if you already started with a bad addiction, you're gonna end up with another bad addiction. You know?
Yeah, because the previous one might not hit as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you're always
'cause you
chasing
keep
that high.
wanting more.
Yeah.
More harder ways of ruining your life.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, speaking of ways where drinking can be fun, I just introduced you to Burial Cart.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's actually cool. I mean, at least it seems like a good time.
Yeah.
It seems like they're not losing
No.
their ways. You know,
No,
like
no.
they're still playing. They're still enjoying the.
It's
moment.
literally for pure enjoyment with your
Yeah,
friends and
you know.
stuff.
It'll be crazy if they just start fighting and they're like, hey, what the, you know, like why did you?
You know, and even if they did fight, it might not be like a serious one. They're just like, we're play fighting or whatever.
Yeah, you
You know?
like they still know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like that's the whole fun part of drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, still knowing where you're at, what you're doing, who you're talking to. You know,
Yeah.
remembering these moments.
Yeah.
Not next day saying what happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, that looks fun. Like I actually would do that.
And Burial Cart, for people who don't know, in a really bad way for me explaining, is essentially you have to drink a beer before you complete the race. But you cannot drink and drive. That is the only rule.
It sounds kind of tricky. You know?
Yeah. So you cannot be driving in-game while you're drinking a beer.
Yeah.
And if you don't finish your beer before you finish the race, you are disqualified and you lose. So it can get crazy. I mean, would you ever do something like that? Just out of pure fun?
It'll be tough for me because I don't drink.
That's fair.
You know, like it looked like you still gotta be able to handle some kind of drinking there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks like quite a few races.
Yeah.
So,
but so the way they did it is they have one sober race where they don't drink anything at all.
Yeah.
And then they go to a drinking race, and then a sober, and then a drinking race.
Okay.
So.
I definitely will have to check it out from the beginning to understand it more. But what you show me, at least through those few minutes that I saw, I'm like, that looks fun.
Yeah, I want to get a group together and try it.
Yeah, like
that looks
just you
fun.
and the boys just, friggin' racing.
Yeah.
Mario, or what was it?
Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah, Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's Mario Kart. It could be any Mario Kart, too. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be like Mario Kart 8. It could be like Double Dash if you can get a hold of that.
Yeah.
Which is like 2 people on a team, and your team has to finish 1 beer together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so.
They just find... See, they're finding the fun part of drinking.
Yeah.
They're not just drinking and
for the sake of drinking, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So,
definitely not.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
It's just
drinking is fun. Just
Yeah.
find a good way to have a limit
Yeah.
with it, you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about
Alcoholics?
chocolate.
Okay, you don't have to explain any of that. I understand.
Yeah. Anything you like to talk about today?
I mean, I didn't really do much this weekend.
No.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I just had a movie night. Watched the Mean Girls movies.
Mean Girls.
I didn't know they made a second one.
They made a second one?
And then they remade it. I didn't know
what
that.
the heck?
Yeah. And I didn't watch the remake. The second one blows.
Yeah.
The first one is still king. It's still
When's
good.
the first one came out? When did the first one?
2004? 2?
Yeah, quite a bit.
20
years
yeah,
ago.
20 years ago because they
Wow.
released the remake in 20 years after that movie.
Which was this year.
I think so.
Yeah.
This year or last year. But yeah, so sometime long ago. Yeah, the first one is good.
I think I only seen it once, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Lindsay Lohan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't make movies like that anymore because the language they use in that movie.
Yeah.
That you can't say
like
that.
insulting or more like...
No, like, okay, we're like from
Those-
older days. Like, you know, you can
Yeah.
use like certain words to like just say like, oh, that's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I mean, you can still say it.
No, people will
I
get
think,
offended so quickly.
Think so?
Yeah, way too quickly.
I feel like it's depending how you say it.
No.
But let's be honest. Maybe you can't say it publicly, but you know,
Oh.
if you're around the boy, your
Yeah.
friends or whatever
No,
you want to call them.
like groups in private are always going to be saying these words, but not
Yeah.
in public
I mean, that's
because
what I'm
they will
saying,
get chastised for it and stuff real quick. And that's unfortunate. I know. It's so weird. And I asked my friend because he's the one who drove me to the movie party.
I thought you were gonna say I asked my friend because he's the one that gets offended.
No. He's the one who drove me to the movie watch party thing.
Yeah.
And on the way back, I'm like, what do you think next generation's like? What do you think they're going to be like? Because apparently each
Meaning,
generation...
like, what do you think they're gonna be offended of?
Yeah, because apparently each generation gets softer and softer. You know how like the previous generation says, oh, this new generation's too soft. They get too offended too easily.
You know whose fault that is, right? You know who really keeps getting more softer? It's not the kids.
It's the adults.
It's the adults.
Yeah, because they're the ones who train the kids, which is what I told them. And I'm like,
the parents.
yeah, and I'm like, I wonder what Gen Z is going to train their kids to do.
That's insane.
Yeah.
to think about.
You know, a little thought experiment. Like, what are they gonna get like offended by?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, hey, you can't be wearing that color. It just offends me.
I mean, if you go to the hood,
Well, okay,
you wear the wrong color, you're already getting they're
Yeah.
already getting offended by this.
That's true.
You know.
Although,
But
okay.
I mean, they would take it to that extreme level where
Yeah.
even in none neighborhoods like those.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh,
Yeah.
you can't be wearing black. You know.
Yeah. That's just racist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude. Exactly.
What are you trying to wear my skin color? Like,
Oh my god, dude.
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, no, it's just clothes. I'm not gonna be walking around naked here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know. And I like black. Looks good on me. I don't know. I like black.
Yeah, right. It's like, no, get away.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think they're gonna be soft about? Quote unquote soft about.
Oh man, it's crazy thing. At this point, just about anything.
Yeah, true.
The shoes you wear,
How you eat something.
how you eat, or what you. I mean, they're already offended with what you eat with the
Yeah.
the vegans and all that stuff. you
Yeah.
know? So I mean, how further can they go?
I don't know.
It's gonna be more than just insulting. It's just gonna be ways of being, no manners and all that stuff. That are just all that stuff's getting lost.
Yeah.
Due to parents now, that don't teach their kids. I'm not saying all of them,
True.
but a good percentage of parents these days are not meant to be parents. Let's be honest. Like, not a good chunk of people are meant for that job. Which is crazy because they used to say, "Oh, there's no such thing as school for parents or books to be a perfect parent." And maybe back in the day it was maybe possible.
Yeah.
I don't know much about information from those days for parenthoods. But nowadays, there's so much. There's just so much information how to, treat a baby, take care of a baby, go to school for stuff like this. You can literally become a good parent now.
Oh, let me put it this way. Who was writing the books? Technically our generation, right?
No, I think it's more from information throughout the years, dude.
But like the new books that are coming out now.
Yeah, because
And then if they're writing the books,
yeah,
what are they actually saying in them that are making the parents probably approach this way?
What I'm trying to get to is that there's no reason to be a bad parent nowadays unless you're a piece of shit, to be honest. When there's so much info on how to, like, educate your kid and how to, like, lead him to a better life with the sense of comments in between as well. Obviously you're going to read something if it's like, what? I'm not going to teach my kid to be, what you mentioned, sensitive like that. You know? Like, I'm not going to teach them to be that sensitive about every little aspect. No, But, like, small things, like what to do if, your kid starts crying this, like uncontrollably and stuff like that. There's ways of getting the info and adding the common sense into it. Like, hey, would this actually fit?
Okay.
What this guy is.
Now to play devil's advocate just a little bit.
Yeah.
Like how you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
About how like you got older and like you gained new common sense. What about the young parents who don't have that common sense yet, so they can't apply it to these books?
Yeah, and those are the same parents that are creating these child.
But they're trying.
But many of these
I'm not saying it's perfect trying.
Many of these kids that are having kids.
Yeah.
Don't have common sense to actually pick up knowledge from other people that are a little bit older or kind of know the deal with having a child. So, I mean, a kid is raising a kid.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
But we're talking about people who actually, like, grow a little bit common sense earlier on, at least, or which normally those are going to be the ones that still have good kids in the future. But
so, like, what group is larger? Sorry to cut you off.
What do you mean?
What group would be larger? The kids having kids, or the people who gain common sense first and
I
then
still
want to
believe that it's going to be 50-50.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we're still going to have good people and bad people. Like now. They always say, oh, the world's getting worse. People are getting more bad. Do I completely believe that? Maybe, maybe not, because at the end of the day, there is more people in the world than there was 50 years ago. So it's
Oh yeah,
there's more cameras now than there was 50 years ago.
true.
So there's more filming going on. So there's going to be a lot more bad things getting filmed.
Yeah,
And what's getting promoted more? The
the
bad
bad
things
stuff.
on everything,
Yep.
Whether there's the bad in child, the bad in robbery, the bad in
Yeah, it's weird.
you know. So yeah, that's why we are always traumatized with, oh, the world is not the same like it used to be. It's safer back then.
No, it's
always,
not.
It's always been the same.
Yeah,
It's just been maybe it has increased, but due to the amount
amount
of
of people
population.
who, yeah, yeah,
That's
pretty
it,
much.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we're gonna lose our kids to like being, just spoil and
Mhm.
no future type of kids. There are still gonna be plenty of kids who are raised by good parents.
Yeah,
But we're here to talk about the ones that are gonna sadly be thrown into the world to be these kind of what they call nowadays sensitive kids. When in reality, it's the sensitive parents that are raising sensitive kids.
true.
So
Yeah, it's just an interesting thought experiment to
yeah,
have.
yeah, dude. So I'm like, and you see that all the time, dude.
Mhm.
You still see that. Go to Walmart, you will see the good parent and the bad parent easily.
I don't see any parents. I don't go to Walmart.
Well, any store really, any like market
Mm.
store, any grocery store, anywhere where there's gonna be parents
Mm.
with young children, you can kind of see who's raising their kids right, and who's not. Go to a restaurant,
Mhm.
you see the little kid running around stupidly, and and the parents are just wandering themselves somewhere else or in their phones.
Mhm.
You can kind of see where this kid is going
Yeah.
compared to the other kid that's sitting down, listening
Yeah.
to their parents, and just
Man, that's so tough.
just observe it, dude. You can literally see like who's raising their kids good or bad.
Oh, I'm just saying it's tough because at one point it does become the kid's like decision on which way they want to lean to,
Yeah,
which can be hard.
but due to the lack of attention from the parents too. I mean, obviously the parents
Yeah.
are only how do you say that? Like they're only validate to a certain age
Yeah.
to their ways of teaching the kid how to
Mhm.
be as an adult. But a good chunk of it has to do with the parents or how they raise them.
Yeah.
I guess as a parent, your job is just to do your best, truly do your best.
Mhm.
It's not about just, oh, I gave him a roof, I gave him food. I don't think it's all about that.
What if that is their best?
No, no. You don't. No, because you're just thinking that that's the point of raising a kid. No.
No, but I mean like it is their best because they're not in a good position financially like the
Yeah,
parents.
but it doesn't mean you can teach your kids how to have moral, how to have common sense at a
Mhm.
younger age.
They can try.
No, that's what I'm saying. Your job as a parent is to do your best
Uh-huh.
and not just necessarily saying you're going to just feed the kid and house the kid, but
Mhm.
actually teach him things. Teach him how to be an adult, how to think wiser,
Yeah.
faster,
Mhm. I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, let's be honest, most of these parents now, they just feed their kids with material things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most kids they just get fed with that
Mhm.
nowadays because the parents are the same way. They feed themselves with material things themselves.
Mhm.
So they're just and that it's always been I want my kid to have a better future than I did or a
True.
better life than I did.
Mhm.
Why? Because they just think material things are literally the only thing to give kids to have a better way of living than they did. It's not.
Yeah, and I feel like personally, I feel like it's because that's how their parents raised them. Because back in the day, obviously, we didn't have all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
none of this was really like available to people, and like all we can really afford was maybe like a bike. So we were outside most of the time, and like for our parents, they're like, yeah, this is like the best life I can give my kid because I didn't have any of this stuff growing up. Like it was really hard for my parents to get it, and then their parents to get it, and so on and so forth. And like in each way, like it's kind of like a little step, but because we have so much technology nowadays, and it's so like easy to obtain.
Yeah, not only technology but products in
Yeah.
general. You have so many. back at least 30 years ago, you just get one console and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
If that.
that was your top. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, I got a freaking
And you get
Super
that for
Nintendo.
like 5 years.
Yeah, you gotta freaking live with it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's just more material stuff. Things come out so quick now.
So quick, and they're so widely available now.
Yeah.
And it's easier to get.
Yeah, believe it or not, even though things are more expensive, somehow they're a lot more easier to obtain now.
Yeah.
Whether it's used or new, you're easy.
And I think it's because minimum wage also went up over the years.
Yeah.
When my mom started, she was only making $7 an hour.
Yeah, I remember my
Or
mom telling
less.
me, like, no,
Yeah.
less, dude. I think my mom used to tell me she was making like $4 an hour.
Yeah,
So.
and they lived off that. And now, like, minimum wage here at least has, like, doubled since then.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so it's like, wow. And then, like, most jobs are offering more than minimum wage anyways.
Pretty much.
So it's like,
Yeah. But like I said, that's part of the adulthood life. But we're talking about, like, the child. I'm like, people need to really, or parents need to really stop feeding the kids with material things and actually sit down and talk to them. Talk to them, teach them something. Because that's how you're making a soft kid, honestly. By giving them just a bunch of material things and not paying attention to the goddamn kid. And that's how we end up with all these freaking adults. That have no common sense, even though they're in their late 20s, 30s, shit, even larger than that, 40s. Because of parents lacking and thinking that material things are the way of having a better life than they did.
Yeah.
So, Jeffrey, it's time to sell everything you have in here.
I can't do that. I paid for all of this stuff. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I know.
My parents did not buy me this stuff.
But no one fed you, right? With material things. You learn how to, like, actually earn it.
They couldn't. That's how I had to learn, because my parents worked 2 jobs.
And was that bad? No, right? Because
but they
at
didn't
the end of the day, you still gained the things you wanted.
Yeah, but because the only moral thing I got was I have to work for if I want something.
Dude, you know how much better that is than giving everyone?
But that's the thing. They didn't teach me that. I had to tell myself that.
No, but because you saw it.
That's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, you saw growing up,
Mm-hmm.
But somehow your parents, in a way, you seen them saying, like, oh, they're working hard and all that stuff to at least, provide basics. Gave you a motivation to be like, I'm going to work hard, eventually to buy my own things too.
Yeah, but that's what I meant by, like, what if that is their best? Like how my parents were, like, they were doing their best just to give me the basics.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really have time to give me morals or anything, but they had to work hard for.
How are you not going to have time to give morals to your kid?
Because all they did was work 2 jobs.
And never have a dinner,
Rarely.
together?
No, rarely, dude.
Rarely?
Super rare.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to make ramen by myself.
No, yeah.
Like, actually feed myself a lot.
The good thing is that you're part of the kids that still grow up with common sense, like at an early age where you're like, even though you see your parents doing their thing, not have enough time for you, but you at least didn't take the route of like,
because I got lucky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I got lucky with
you're
the friends
one of the
that I
lucky
had.
people. Lucky childs at that time that somehow you saw the struggle of your parents and not chose to go the wrong way.
Yeah.
You're probably one of the few.
Yeah, because of the friends I had.
Yeah.
For me personally.
No,
I'm just talking for me personally.
Yeah.
This is my story, right? Not her story.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah, definitely. But for most, sadly, for most,
unfortunately, yes,
they use that as a great excuse to go the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
For most childs, and that become adults that are not worth shit.
Yeah.
To be honest. What do you think we have a big? No, I don't want to get to that yet. I was gonna say population of homeless, but I can't really judge that because there's so many stories from there.
True.
We always base ourselves as homeless being lazy, but no, many end up there for many other reasons than just being lazy. But that's another topic for another day. Yeah, so you're essentially one of the kids that were able to go the right way, even though your parents were not around.
Yeah.
But many of these kids, many of these adults now never really had that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard this before where like they have 2 to 3 children. They're like, oh, I raised all my kids the same way. Why did the third one end up being the bad one or second
You
one, whichever?
can't do that.
Yeah, people think that because one kid came out good,
Mm-hmm.
all the next ones are going to be the same thing because
Yeah.
you think you found the formula.
The formula.
You know?
For every child
Yeah.
ever made.
Yeah, but in reality, every child's going to have a different brain, a different way of teaching.
Yeah.
You know, so you can be less rough on one
Mm-hmm.
and be more strict on the other one.
Yeah.
You know, that's what parents need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But many of these parents are trying to boil all that
Mm-hmm.
and just fill it up with all this
Yeah.
material stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Which, because you have a sibling, right? You have siblings?
Yeah.
I did. Well, I do, but I didn't grow up with them. You grew up
Yeah.
with them, obviously.
Yeah.
So, you know, like how you gave the example of 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, like, each kid, they play, like, a game of telephone, like, oh, this is what parents actually want? You know? And, like, it just goes down, but, like, it gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
Almost like the first kid or the previous kid wants the other kid to get in trouble for them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're teaching them wrong things, and it's, like, reversing parent stuff.
Yeah.
You think that's true? Has that happened to you? Has your sibling ever been like, hey, you should do this because maybe your mom really likes it, or, you know, but like
I don't think
opposite?
I encountered that just due to the age difference.
Okay.
That my brother and my sister I have.
Okay.
So we were really never on that spot, you know.
Gotcha.
You know. So I couldn't really.
Okay, well, let me
acknowledge
ask you
that.
this then. Has there ever been a case where sometimes your older brother has become like a quote-unquote father figure,
Mm-hmm.
where they like try to teach you morals at a younger age because they're much older?
Oh yeah, just like now with my sister, you know, I try
Yeah.
to teach her how to do things better. You know, like parents always say like, oh, I know what I'm telling you because I went through it. You know,
Yeah.
and it's kind of believable now. You know, I can kind of see that. So, but I try my best to kind of exceed
Yeah.
over that thinking
Mm-hmm.
and say like, so I try to like tell my younger sibling, you know, like don't do this, you know, this is the way. I'm gonna just tell you the basics, you know, or what I think it is. But
Yeah.
once you're that age, you know, you gotta
Decide
see
for
if
yourself.
it's the right way for you.
Yeah.
Because once again, what works for me not gonna necessarily work for you.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I can give you like a heads up of what to expect.
Yeah.
You know, now it's your choice to see if it'll work for you or
Mm.
you find a better way than I did. You know?
True.
So that's probably where I'm sitting with them.
Okay.
Never really had those interactions where like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you mentioned,
Yeah.
which kind of would have been cool. Actually, you know,
Yeah. It's fair.
having siblings that were like closer to the
Closer
same
in age. Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. I think it would have been cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I grew up an only child,
Yeah.
so
I think that's what helped too, dude. That you grew up. No, I mean, there's plenty of only child that go
yeah.
sideways.
Like I said, any child can go either way.
Yeah.
In the end, it's their decision, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which is the
In conclusion, I just believe that many parents need to pay attention to their kids more than paying attention of how am I gonna make more money to buy them luxury.
yeah
You
Prada,
know?
the new
Prada.
iPhone every year.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Or
True.
you know, oh, we gotta go buy the new Switch
Mm-hmm.
or take vacations left and right. You know,
True.
when in reality, it's like sit down with them and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Be real with them. Don't try to like baby this stuff too much about reality. Like
Yeah.
don't ruin their childhood either.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of like as they keep growing, just slowly telling them, you know, like this is reality. You know, this
Yeah. And look, this is how it looks like for me, or looked like for me. This is kind of what I think it's going to look like for you, but in the future, it's going to be
Yeah.
totally different. So,
and it can work for anyone, you know.
Yeah.
You can come from a wealthy family, you know.
Mhm.
It's like obviously different realities are going to be depending on your wealth.
yeah.
But for the majority, like either lower class, middle class, whatever
Mhm.
you want to call it, you gotta just tell them how it's gonna be.
Yep.
You know, if you can surpass this class we're in, then obviously you're gonna be able to talk to your kids in a different way of telling them the reality they're gonna be living in.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot of parents nowadays that are like, yeah, what my parents taught me are bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, which is weird. But, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, why do you think a lot of young adults end up in debt?
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it's student loan debt, whether it's credit card loan debt, whether it's car loan debt.
Because I think the older generation just doesn't want to retire.
Oh, no, a lot has to do with economics in that perspective, but
yeah,
also has to do with a lot of more addictions that we have towards buying, once again, material things.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
In a way. I don't know. I think I'd be in a lot less debt if I could find a job in my field that I, studied.
Yeah.
For sure. But I can't do that because no one wants to retire. You know?
What do you mean by no one wants to retire?
Because there's only so many job openings. One, there's only so many job openings. Two, the people who are, let's say, like entry level don't really get promoted to mid level because the senior level people aren't leaving. So mid can't go to senior and entry can't go to mid, leaving all the entry level jobs open.
Just like politics.
Yeah.
Where you see these congressmen, they're like, dude,
yeah,
you're already living a second life.
Yeah.
Let the younger generation go up there.
Yeah, because I don't know.
You know?
But that's a problem for a different day.
Yeah.
You know?
These politics.
Which I hope they fix because there's so many people graduating and they're not going to be able to get a job because no one's leaving their job. No one's retiring.
I think those people are get fed the same thing we're getting fed with kids being more soft. Yeah. So they're probably thinking, oh, these new adults, they're not going to be able to run this because, they think differently. Or people are just afraid of leaving their how do you say that, their
status?
Not their status. To leave the, how do you say it from the Kings?
Their throne?
Their throne. Older people are just afraid to leave thrones,
Yeah, which is, I don't know. There should be like an age law, like for drinking.
It should be, dude.
Like, hey, once you reach this age, like you have to stop working.
Yeah, and you would think, like you already made it to the top, you're already wealthy.
Yeah.
Enjoy the life, man.
Yeah, we should get a separate state, right? This is my idea. This is my big plan idea.
Yeah.
We get a separate state. We take everybody out, right, from that state, so it's just like an empty state.
Yeah.
And then we put all the retired people into that state. And just let
Florida.
Florida, whatever. If they want to become leather,
it's already there, dude.
Just pour everybody. Just don't have any like younger people. Let them run that state so they have a job and they have things to do still. But let all the other places just
that could actually be a good test.
Yeah.
Test in one state. Everybody that works in there or that's part of some kind of big company in that state has to be below certain this age, and then compared to the rest of the country, how it's still possible to be ran by younger people.
That true? True.
And so I'm like, because you're right. You see this in a lot,
Yeah.
I mainly see it in politics.
No, I feel like I see it in corporate stuff too.
Or corporate, yeah. There you go. Corporate.
Yeah. Which is why I feel like I can't get a job besides, being horrible at what I learned because I haven't been able to use it as much. Yeah, because I picked up a different job completely just to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So it pretty much turned my degree into almost like uselessness, which sucks, right?
Yeah, because I think the worst part that comes with that is loans.
Debt, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like I'd be in a lot less debt because I would be in a job that paid me pretty well.
Yeah.
Or would pay really well, pretty well. Enough at least for me to be paying that shit off. I feel like the average is like 80 to like 150K.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that horrible?
Yeah.
So you're having all these people graduate straight into debt with close to no availability for jobs.
Try not go too crazy over it. Like, go with the basics, get a job, and close to the field that you're working on, because at least if you looked at it at the beginning, if you're able to get the job, that means you can probably progress from it. You can actually move on with getting your degree, getting a higher degree.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you get into just studying, going to school, and never actually progressing on the job side.
Yeah, it's just pure studying doesn't work anymore.
No.
You definitely, I would say, well, this is the problem, but like, we either solve this by having people retire early or having people go into college a lot later in life. And it has to be either way. We can't do this like where they can go in at 18 because one, maybe they don't know. It's too young to know like what you want to settle on for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
To put in all that money of college tuition for 4 years, possibly 6 to 8 years, and then be like, you know what? Actually, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, that's a big issue, right?
Yeah, and you see that a lot.
A lot.
So it's either we retire people a lot earlier or we get people to go into college a lot later.
I always just had to prepare people to more reality of like, hey, dude, these are the places where it's best to go right now at least at this generation, go here. Maybe in 20 years there's going to be something more booming. Then people should guide them like, hey, this is the place that you should be looking at. I know many people confuse their degree with their passion. An example, game designing. Like, yes, I see that you love that. Music's a big topic, Like, I love music. I will still like to have a degree just to say I have a degree.
Yeah.
But is there a chance that I'm going to use it as that? Very minimal,
Yeah.
Because there's certain industries most industries where you got to really know people.
At this point, I think it's every industry. I don't think there's a way you can get into a job without knowing somebody.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I got this job. I knew somebody.
Yeah. I guess even the most simpler job, you need someone to know,
Yeah.
So imagine those harder, more desirable degrees or jobs. They're only going to be even harder to find, or harder to get into.
Yeah.
And people are not realizing that they're just going into depth over something that more than likely might not work.
Yeah.
Or at least a good percentage, at least 40% chance that you're not even going to be able to.
And it's so hard because 4 years, like 4+ years, anything can happen, really. Like when I started to get my degree, it said that I had like the industry was growing at 30%. So like, oh, you're going to probably get a job like really easily. By the time I graduated, like it crashed. And now there's like no jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't predict that. And that was only a 2-year gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, now what?
And that's what I'm saying. People need to like do their research on what's really working. Or what's been proven for years. What industry has been proven for years that there's always going to be a demand for it. They say follow your passion, but it's not always the way.
Yeah.
I feel like you can follow your passion, but you gotta see it in a different way. See it as they say, what's the other saying? Oh, if you work in something that you like, it's never a job.
Yeah, you don't work a single day in your life.
I think that's false. Like the point.
Yeah,
is
everything is work.
Yeah, everything's work. Even
unfortunately,
you could be a big YouTuber, but that YouTuber's not enjoying it anymore because it's a job now.
Yeah. I mean, even if they are enjoying it, it's still a job.
It's still a job. Take it as a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the end, I feel like follow your dreams, but be realistic in your dreams too. On what's the possibility of you actually accomplishing it?
I mean, or you can just do the Mr. Beast route, just be delusional.
Yeah, but that's one out of what?
Yeah, but you
one out of what? How many people?
But you can, but it can be you, right? At the end of the day, it still can be you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but have the mindset that it's not easy.
Oh, definitely not easy. No,
not easy.
from what I heard, Mr. Beast put in like 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
Just.
And no, he's probably putting more now.
Yeah, no,
he's
definitely.
actually in this spot in his life.
Yeah, 16 hours a day before he became famous.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he was just like dreaming and like theorizing and really, really studying because like learning is never going to go away. If you want to do anything in life, you have to learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you realize it or not, you're always learning something. You know?
Yeah, so the question is, how passionate are you? How desperate are you?
True.
How desperate you are to actually succeed in that field.
Yeah. Are you ready to kill everyone below you to get it?
Yeah, or
above you too?
kill or be a lot better than.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't mean like actually kill them.
Oh, I thought we were talking about actually merging.
No, I mean like.
Oh, because I was like,
crushing
I'm ready
their
to murder
dreams.
the fuck out of everyone.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean like crushing their dreams because at the end of the day, there's only one spot, right? And there's a lot of people gunning for that one spot, and you have to like dismantle everyone else under. You're chasing that spot.
Yeah.
Which is the sad part.
Obviously, there's different. You can take it as a different perspective because you can be the best lawyer, but what it takes to be a great lawyer is not going to be the same thing as what it takes to be a good YouTuber.
Yeah.
Or
even like, let's stick with the lawyer. Like within being a lawyer, there's criminal defense. You know, like you have all these like subcategories, insurance fraud or whatever, collections, lawyers. Yeah. So it's like you can't be the best at
one thing. Oh no.
All of those things. All of those things. And yeah. You can be the best lawyer, but it's not going to be the best lawyer of everything.
Oh, crazy thing you mentioned that.
Uh-huh.
And I've always mentioned it to someone close to me.
Okay.
I told him, I'm like, I want to be the best at what the type of thing I like to do. You know?
Yeah.
He's always mentioned like, oh no, you gotta be playing what. Example, it's music related.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be playing what others are playing, what the big industries are playing.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, I totally get you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I wanna create what I really like. You know, like I wanna focus on the true example genre that I'm really passionate about.
Yeah.
You know, okay, I understand that, top 40s. You know, that's cool and shit. You know. But maybe that's because that was their thing, you know. Like their goal was like, I want to be in top 40s. I'm like, my goal is here. It's not as big as theirs, even though it's hard to get there.
Yeah.
It's maybe not as ambitious as theirs, and that's cool. But my ambition is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can make it into this little section of this type of music, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be on the billboards. I don't have to be in Grammys. No, I just want to be there.
Yeah.
Like. And you mentioned about like being specific to one thing. You can be great at all of them.
Yeah.
I just want to be great in this section.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like whether it makes me millions or not, I'll be happy that I accomplished being there.
Yeah.
You know,
which brings up another thing. It can get really hard because especially if you want to make money off of something.
Yeah.
Decent money, like. At one point, you have to make the decision if you want to keep chasing your passion, because your passion might not make money.
Oh no, yeah,
but
you got to be realistic.
Yeah,
what we mentioned about the degrees, you know, you got to be realistic. Is this really gonna get me out of what I just dug myself into?
Yeah,
or it might just keep digging myself into it. You know, like you gotta stop at one moment. Same thing with what we're doing right now. We're gonna put our passion to this, you know, but. At this moment, we can keep going because we still have a stable job and, you know, we're having income coming, our normal income. But if we decided one day to, you know what, let's quit what we're doing and just fully focus on this, we got to give ourselves the time, you know, and really push through. Mm-hmm. But at one point, we got to be like, is this going to work? Or
yeah.
not, you know?
Yeah. You know?
We just got to sit down and be realistic sometimes. It sucks. It sucks because... it's not for everyone. Oh, maybe it just wasn't your thing, your job, your life. You know, it was just not part of your life, or was not going to be you. You know.
Yeah, that's true, and that's what sucks.
It sucks
because it just gets harder and harder merging a business and your passion.
Yeah.
Because at one point, like, it will be a decision, like, hey, this is just not fun anymore. You know? Or, hey, like, I just want to go back to what I was doing, even though what we're doing now is working really well.
Yeah.
It's not what I wanted to do long term. You know?
And sad part is you just end up working so hard, and on weekends all you do is drink. Your life will
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, full circle, I guess,
full
right?
circle.
Full circle.
We found the answer.
But speaking about giving advice, so I want to do a little segment with you.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Reddit?
Of course.
Do
I go on it?
Probably not.
Not much. Not much. Or at all, honestly.
So what I want to do is, there's this subreddit called Am I the Asshole, right?
Cool.
So what I want to do with you right now is we're going to offer a little advice to some of these people, okay? Since we're all in this advice train and stuff.
Apparently today we went so therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like we went very therapeutic this episode.
Kind of, which is fine.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I like that. I
Yeah.
actually enjoy talking about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me sound more mature.
Like I know what I'm doing in life.
Like what?
Just kidding. No, but so I'm gonna read a couple of "Am I the Asshole?"
Yeah.
questions, and I want to see what you think about it.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So, first, "Am I the Asshole?" story. All right.
All right.
This says, "Boyfriend broke up with me for watching porn. Am I the asshole?" All right. Now here's the story. My boyfriend broke up with me after he found where I had watched porn on my phone. I don't understand his decision because he also occasionally watches it, and I don't mind. He's acted okay with me watching it before. I guess he had a problem with the videos I watched this time. He actually looked through my phone while I was asleep, and then woke me up showing me the videos and yelling at me. He said he had a problem that I was looking at other guys' dicks. He left my house and has been texting me about how much of a piece of shit I am since. Also, I should probably add, we have sex pretty much every day, and I'm extremely satisfied with him. It's just something I started having a habit of doing, and now I feel so gross. Is this person the asshole for watching porn?
I feel like they have an addiction problem.
You think that's an addiction problem?
Oh yeah.
But is that the answer to the question?
No, it's evolving into a conflict now.
But on the guy side, the guy is uncomfortable.
On both.
No.
Yeah, dude. Because,
How?
Yeah, because they're starting to have a sexual addiction, which is causing them to do all these kind of arguments about like you watching this, no, but you watch it too. But we have sex every day, you know. Like it becomes more of a like it's not satisfying enough to him. Like, hey, we already have sex every day, and you're still looking through. And another thing, why are you checking your girl's phone? People need to stop doing that crap. Couples need to stop doing that. That is some of the most toxic traits that you can, couples can have. Oh, let me check your phone. Oh no, you check my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop, But it's because it sounds more like an addiction problem from both of them, because they're starting to not feel satisfied with each other. They had to be watching other people.
But that's not what she said. She said, "I'm extremely satisfied with him. It's just something I started having a habit of doing, watching porn." It doesn't say that she masturbates to it. She just watches it.
Once again, it's gonna evolve. It's gonna eventually evolve, dude.
I don't think you're an asshole, personally, but I also don't know both sides of the stories.
Yeah, there you go. What if she's not really telling you what she's really watching? Or what if she's looking at specific types?
But that's where the boyfriend goes through the
phone.
Yeah, and apparently the boyfriend yelled at her because she was watching other people's dicks.
Well, yeah,
that's what he was mad about.
That's what
dicks.
she's going in there for. But what if she's watching specific dicks? Black dicks. You know.
So it's an insecurity on his part.
Essentially, but it's becoming a problem because of them both watching porn.
Okay.
And what amuses me, a lot more females watch porn nowadays.
They've always watched porn.
Yeah, but I feel like it's more like
it's more out in the open, but like I feel like they've always watched porn. Like,
think so? Even?
Yeah, they just hide it. They just like to hide it. I feel like back in the day when it was like, oh, this isn't acceptable. There's only guys do it. I guess I can't talk about this.
Yeah.
Because I watch it. I do it. No way. No way. There's no girls that watch porn that didn't watch porn back in the day.
It was hard. I don't remember meeting girls that like, yeah, we're watching.
Yeah, but not.
I guess you're right. They're just better at hiding it.
Yeah, I feel like girls don't admit to a lot of things.
Yeah.
When they feel like, oh,
it's a supposedly bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're gonna think I'm a slut.
Okay. Let's get another one here. So I don't think you're an asshole. Do you think she's an asshole? Knowing what you know now.
Well, I don't consider that being an asshole either. It's more of a relationship issue.
I mean, she's pretty much asking if she an asshole for watching porns with other guys' dicks.
No, because that guy's watching vaginas.
Yeah. So he's just insecure. You're not an asshole for doing it, but like that could have led to other problems in your relationship that we don't know about. Yeah. But in this specific scenario,
how she
just what we know, you're not an asshole. All right, now here's one, not a relationship one entirely.
Okay.
All right. Am I the asshole? And this is probably gonna be the last one before we got to get out of here. Am I the asshole for letting my son wear a dress? My son is 6, and we were out shopping, and he saw a pink princess dress, and he really wanted it, so I got it for him. Because he'd been really good that whole day. After we got home, I had to go pick my wife up from her parents' house. My son asked if he could wear this dress to show his grandparents, so I let him. When we got there, my in-laws insisted that he took the dress off and shouted at me for letting him wear it. They accused me of trying to turn him gay/trans. I laughed at them for being stupid, but my wife said I shouldn't have let him wear it. My son started crying because everyone was shouting, so I took him home and I left my wife there because I was just so effing annoyed, man. My father-in-law took my wife home an hour later. She told me that I should have just done what they said so we didn't have to fight over it. I still don't think I'm in the wrong, but I don't know. I don't understand why they care so much about what my son wears. See the asshole.
This is literally the reason we have soft kids, because of parents like those.
What? How does that make him a soft kid?
I'm not saying he's gonna turn gay. He probably won't. But there's a limit, dude.
Okay.
Are we really gonna get to the topic? Oh man, this is how we're gonna get canceled, my dude. On the 4th episode.
Fuck it. Let her rip. It's all just opinions anyways. At the end of the day.
Opinions that you strongly agree on. Personally, you know? Like, my opinion is going to strongly agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it.
But opinions can change, is the thing.
There's opinions. There's opinions you can and opinions that you already have established in your mind that's how your mindset is.
Well, those aren't opinions anymore.
That's what I'm saying. This is more like what I think.
It's a personal truth.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you putting a dress on your kid because he wants to wear a dress? Those are the same parents that end up saying, my kid feels this way, so I'm going to give him what he feels. Because my kid one day decided that he's in the wrong body, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to get him to feel the way he feels.
So that makes him an asshole?
Small little steps, once again, small little steps turn into bigger steps.
Uh-huh.
So in this case, it starts with something simple like that, and it turns out to be something bigger at 3 years from now, or when he's a teenager, or, you know.
It could.
And then
It's
I'm
not
not just saying
guaranteed.
that. I'm not just saying that, but many other things.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I'm talking in this specific context. Is he the asshole? Barring anything outside of this. This is all we know.
What made him? No,
Everyone-
I have to hear. I have to ask questions like why? Why did you allow him? Why is it okay for you to allow him to wear a dress? Is it something that you always wanted to do yourself, but never got allowed to? Like, so you're letting your kid live that face that you wanted to do or something?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's just questions that can make me wonder why he's okay with it.
Okay.
Whether he's okay with his kid wearing whatever or
Mhm.
not, it has to be reasons why you're okay to begin with.
Okay, what if his kid loves playing Princess Peach, and he was a Princess Peach cosplay?
I mean, that says a lot, dude. That says a lot.
I guess.
Will you wear a dress?
Would I wear a dress?
Yes. Or would you allow your kid?
Dude, I don't give a fuck what my kid does.
So if he wears a dress, like he's 5 years old, like, Dad, I want to wear that dress. Or Dad, I want to wear that skirt.
Cool. Go buy it with your own money.
No. We're talking about your kid.
Yeah. Go buy it with your own money like I did. Like I had to.
No, we're not. Dude, nah. You're avoiding the question.
That's not avoiding the question.
Yeah, it is.
No,
say,
it's
okay,
not.
Yeah, it is, dude.
If he uses his own money, because I'm gonna give him chores to work, like actually work.
Well, same thing. It's
Then
your money.
yes, let him buy it.
So you're gonna let him
I don't give
wear?
yes.
You are?
Yeah.
See, this is how we end up with soft kids.
How?
Allowing reality to be not to be fiction.
What? I mean, he's probably gonna get bullied at school, but this is for him to learn.
That's what I'm saying. You're allowing non-reality things.
I'm not gonna coddle him.
That is cuddling him, dude.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So everything I bought is coddling.
Huh?
Everything that I've bought in myself is coddling.
What do you mean?
I'm making him work for his own money, so he can use it, spend it how he wants.
Dude, well, it's like him saying, "Hey, Dad, can I go buy some Coke?"
Cool. Don't come home. I'm just kidding.
What? What? That makes no sense.
I don't drink soda in this house. Soda's off limits in here, right? That is I crossed the line there.
Okay, but wear a dress.
Yeah, just don't drink
Don't
Coke.
want drinking Coke.
I don't know.
You gotta be. Once again, we come to the common sense. You gotta be realistic.
Like, okay, this is why I
You
say
gotta
I
be
don't
realistic,
care,
dude. You should care, dude. That's the thing.
and that's why I'm never gonna be a parent.
Okay, but we're not talking about if you want to be a parent. You're talking. We're talking.
But
about
this
that
shows
you
that
as being a person, or like if you were put in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you were put in that spot, dude.
Uh-huh.
Be realistic. You wouldn't do it. No matter how you see it, you would not do it, dude.
I don't know.
You would have been like, all right, we got to go home and we'll talk about it first. You know, like, we'll take it. We'll talk about it in the house, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you desperately want to wear it. No, what am I talking about? No, I wouldn't allow that. No.
Why wouldn't you
I'm not
allow
gonna let
it?
the kid beat me to something he wants. I'm the adult, dude.
Okay.
How am I gonna allow the kid to manipulate me to me wearing him wearing that? Telling me.
Uh-huh.
First, you gotta talk to the kid. Why do you want to wear it? Where did you see that? Who told you about it? There's so many questions you gotta ask the kid before you actually confirm.
He saw it in the store.
Nah, dude.
They said that he bought it in the store when he was with the kid.
Obviously, but the kid just didn't just walk in like, no. There's thoughts that go through it. You know? Come on. No. When you go to the store, you're like, oh, I've been wanting this Xbox. No, you saw it for something. You previously saw something that's why you wanted it specifically.
Mm.
Same thing with this. Dude. Has to be more than just wanting. One day you wake up and you're like, I want that shit. Because you just walked in randomly in the store. Same thing with this, dude. Like, there has to be a reason why he wants it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no magical thing that just happened that he saw it and like, wow, I see myself in that.
Okay.
Same thing with the kid. Like, dude, there's no convincing me at the spot, at least in the spot. That I'm gonna buy you this or that.
So are you saying there is a chance that you would let him wear it?
Not as a young child. I
Okay.
can tell you that. As a child, no.
Okay.
If he chooses to do it as an adult, that's him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in the future, go for it. I'm not gonna. Am I gonna judge you in the future? No, because you already took your decision.
Mm-hmm.
But at least in my part as a child, no. Because I'm gonna make rules that you gotta follow at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
I can do what I think is best for you.
Okay.
After that, I can't do much.
Okay.
You know. So do I think that Dad's an asshole? Yes.
Okay. Why? Because he just lets him wear it?
Because he's just letting him wear it without no like actual explanation. Like, hey, at least tell me why you want to wear it.
This is what you do, right? You put it on him, you take a photo, and then you just bully him.
So then he'll fucking wear it for real, forever, dude. Like,
Yeah, look.
growing up, he's actually gonna.
Look, I would be like, hey, is this really your decision? Because I will bully you, and we just have to both be on the same, playing field, right? Like, so you understand, like,
That this is just a joke.
yeah.
You know, this is not for real. You're not wearing this.
Like, I'm gonna be me, and you're gonna be you, but I'm just gonna bully you a little bit.
And maybe that I can take it as that spot. Like,
Yeah.
like you're gonna bully the shit
Like,
out of the kid.
Yeah, like
Okay.
I'll do it. I will bully you, and you have to stand your ground on this. All right.
Yeah.
If you really want this, you have to
But there's
stand
a
your
time
ground
and
on it.
place to do that. Like.
Yeah, in the store in front of everybody.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
exactly. No, exactly. There's a time and place. Like,
Mhm.
let's say. Not even then, dude. I wouldn't do it. I was gonna say Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
just for shits and giggles. Like, hey, you want to be this shit? Let's screw it. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, dude, I'll think about it. Because there's always, if he's trying to be that, I gotta know from where.
Mm-hmm.
There's always gonna be a reason why a kid wants something. They don't just magically.
I mean, if we're in the era of, I probably shouldn't say that.
Okay.
We're like in the era of like, girl boss this, girl boss that, kind of.
Yeah, we're filled with this feminism shit.
So, maybe to him is like, oh, maybe this is the way I get a girl.
Empowering type of thing.
Kids are impressionable. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You said so. He learned it from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and that's where the dad, as a male, has to come up and sit him down. Like,
Mhm.
hey, that's sadly not your role. Maybe you want it to be, but it's not your role. You have a lot more empowering with other things.
Yeah.
You got to teach. This is what I mean. You got to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
You got to teach them what you're empowering. A male's gonna be good at this, and a female's gonna be good at that, and that's it. Everybody has their own role.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to embrace them to embrace the other role that they're not,
Yeah.
because that's how they end up confused,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you end up with what you end up as an adult.
And that's how we end this episode, getting canceled, and the rest of our podcast for the rest of our lives.
I don't think this is not even about canceling. This is about being common sense, realistic on what it is, dude.
Yeah.
That's simply it. Fuck this shit. No.
Jesus. We get video.
All
we
you
just-
hear is, boom, boom,
That'd be
boom.
funny, like if we had video and we
Yeah.
just walk away with dresses on. Like, man, fuck this bullshit. This
No,
bullshit.
the whole time it was right here, dude.
Yeah.
The whole time it was right here.
Yeah.
You get up and like, all right, peace.
And we're just talking all that shit. Dude, that would be so funny as that would be so fucking hilarious. See, now look. Now, okay, let's say I buy it for him, right? And the kid is like making fun of girls. I'd be like, all right, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's always a place and time. But if
Yeah.
you're going to wear for everything, like, oh,
Yeah.
Dad, we're going to go to the park. Oh, Dad, we're going to go visit Aunt. Or,
Mhm.
like, you wearing, no. Fine. Make it into a humorous thing.
Yeah.
Don't make that situation into something serious.
Yeah. If you use it for comedy, I mean, comedy has no rules, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't, at least.
Yeah, but if you're going to buy the kid a dress as a serious thing. They're like, oh yeah, I don't care if he wears a dress. You know, he's okay with it. I'm okay with it. Why is everybody? You're taking that scenario into something serious that which makes it look wrong at that point. Than saying like, hey, you know what? We're gonna go to a freaking party. We're gonna, example, Christmas. This Christmas, I dressed up like Santa Claus style. You know, like,
but that's what I did for Halloween.
Huh?
That's what I did for Halloween. I went as Santa Claus.
Yeah?
I'm just kidding.
No, but like this Christmas, I'm like, I see most people dressing nice, you know, like always, like, you know, just people try to look their best during Christmas Eve. I'm like, nah, screw that. I'm going to go like Santa.
Yeah.
You know, like, screw it. But I took it as a joke, you know, like it was a perfect occasion to do something like that because I'm like, they can't really say nothing because it's literally the holiday, you know, but I'm not going to wear Santa on 4th of July or Memorial Day, you know, because then it just looks stupid. You know, it makes no sense. Yeah. Why are you doing that? So same thing with this, dude. Like, if they take it as a joke and find a way to make it as a joke, fine. Yeah. But clearly this parent took it more of a serious note. Like, what's wrong with my kid wearing a dress? Many things, you know, especially if you didn't explain it to him. Or he didn't explain to you as well where he got this idea.
Yeah. All right. There's not enough context to make a full decision. If they turned it into a joke, it's kind of funny.
Which it didn't seem on the paragraph.
Yeah.
You know?
So like if he went into the car, and be like, hey, you have to wear this in front of grandparents because it'd be kind of funny to see their reaction. Yeah. Maybe a little leeway.
Maybe. You know. So for now, my thought is he's an asshole.
Yeah, if this is how you treat your kid forever, I'm not saying you don't show them love, but like, you just give in to them all the time. Especially if you didn't earn his own money and pay for it himself. Like, I don't know.
This guy is still earning money.
That's just how I grew up, though. I can't unthink that way.
I need some light bulbs for my room. Go work for them.
I bought that.
Yeah.
I bought this. I bought these tapes. Dude, I literally...
It's like, everything hey mom, I need new underwear. I'm 2 years old, but I need new... Oh, no, I need Pampers. Mom, I need Pampers.
You got to start working.
You got to start working. I can't buy you all those Pampers.
Yeah.
Diapers, I mean.
Yeah. You know how much that's going to cost me? I don't got time for that. I got video games to buy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go buy some dresses, all right? Hold on. Oh, and that's how you turn that into a joke, right?
Exactly. Exactly. But clearly the parent didn't want to turn it into a joke. He wanted to make it into a statement. That's what he really wanted.
Yeah. If there was a full-on conversation that he didn't mention, it could have gone differently, but I don't know.
All right. As of now, we end episode
4.
4.
Yeah.
Wow. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad. We're going to keep pushing. Never stop. Never surrender. And never give up. At least till like episode 12 or something.
Yeah, because I think that... Yeah, no, yeah.
All right. So, make us go past 12 people. Come on. Come on. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next few days.
We'll see, well, if you're like binging these, we'll see you in like
next time
3 seconds.
He's right. We'll see you in the next few seconds.
All right, everybody, have a good day.
Peace.